Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Ambassador Sports Network. I'm Daliso Kulameka.
And I'm Jonathan Walden.
And man, it's been 10 episodes.
10 episodes, Daliso.
I had to pull out a nice little suit for this one. You put on the real watch today. I ain't come with the Apple Watch. So had to pull out this. I was feeling nice. 10 episodes. Thank you guys for watching weekly and just showing your support for us. The ASN greatly appreciates it.
You look sharp, brother.
I appreciate it. You do too, man. I like that jacket.
Thank you.
But on today's episode, we have ASN reporter Cailyn Sterling with an in-studio interview with Oakwood men's basketball player Jamarcus Alexander. And then we will be getting into me and Jonathan will be getting into our top 3 under-the-radar players through the softball and baseball season so far.
And then we will also get into Shane Dunkley's baseball package about the baseball team's wins.
You ready, brother?
Let's get straight to it.
Without further ado, let's hand it right over to Cailyn.
Hello, I'm Cailyn Sterling, and welcome back to Cailyn's Corner. Today I have a special guest with me, Jamarcus Alexander, but he goes by Woody.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's get into some questions. What made you decide to come to Oakwood, and how are you looking to build for next season?
What made me came to Oakwood to get close to God, foremost, and help Coach Jake build with his team. Because I seen their record, it was like 1-30, no offense. But I seen the record, I was like, why not come and help them? Because I wasn't getting playing time at the JUCO I was at. I was sitting out getting 1 minute a game, and I was better than it. So Coach Jake let me come over here and showcase my game and how I'm gonna help them build and just bring new people in that's ready to like get on the floor for the ball and ready to play the game the right way.
Speaking of your game, you've had some great performances. What's been your most memorable game so far, and why?
I feel like I'll say the UT Southern game, and why? Cause that was my first game back like in front of like the home crowd. I was sitting for so long. I was sitting like, cause I was missing one credit out. I was sitting down. I was just doing my work, just getting prepared and stuff. And then I played in front of the home crowd, cause I know we got a decent crowd. And I started playing for them. I hit like 6 threes and just doing my moves in front of them. And that was like a very memorable moment for me.
So you touched on it a little bit, but you weren't able to start off the season with your team. How hard was that not being out there with them?
It was hard. It made me lock in more harder though, like with class work, and it made me feel like I need to get this work done and to get back on the court to help them win some games. And that's what I did. I put the work in the library, went in the library, punched hours in the clock, and got back on that court.
Speaking of putting work in, what aspect of your game do you think is underrated and doesn't get enough recognition?
I say my passes. Yeah, nobody don't be recognized. Like my IQ, like I really see people. Like, yeah, I say that.
The team ended the year off strong, but you could have transferred out and left. Why are you staying, and what makes you excited for next season?
I'm gonna stay just for Coach Jake, just to help him build and help bring new guys in and try to win a conference championship and go nationals to go to Kansas. So everybody can get an opportunity to go D1. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
You too.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cailyn, and thank you, Jamarcus. It's been great to see you grow as a basketball player. We didn't get to see you play for us the first semester, and when you came in second semester, you just brought light to the team. Your game against Wilberforce, the go-ahead bucket. You had a great game against UT Southern. You went to South Carolina. You and Damon Fan just were up there wrecking it up for everybody. So it was just beautiful to see.
Yes, it was.
Your growth in just coming straight into the second semester and just bringing your energy and your great play style to the team. So
let's go to our most under the radar players of the softball and baseball season. We were going to do top 3, but Oakwood dropped their official top 3 players of the week with Jorge Hernandez, Jordan Howard, and Anna Jones. They had a great week, March 24th through the 30th. And Jorge Hernandez, he batted 500, going 5 for 10, including a 3-run homer against Tennessee Southern. Also had a game-winning walk-off against Philander Smith. And in 3 games, Hernandez had 4 runs and 5 RBIs. And Jordan Howard, a freshman from the softball team, batted .562, going 9 for 16, scoring 6 runs, and had 4 RBIs on that week.
And Jones, a junior catcher on the Ambassador softball team, batted .600, going 9 for 15, scored 4 runs, and had 4 RBIs.
Yeah.
And, like you said, Liso, we could talk about those 3, like we just mentioned them, but it's like we gotta shine light on the people who are the people who don't get enough recognition.
The people who we don't even talk about
Right.
enough because we're only talking about who's hitting and who's doing this.
Yeah.
So I'll start it off right
Go
now.
ahead.
A player who's under the radar, and I know he's gonna be happy to hear this. Derek Sanders, sophomore from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is his first year with the Ambassadors. Look,
Wait, did you say Tuscaloosa? Roll Tide, baby.
nah, you know I'm OH over here.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Go Buckeyes. But look, a sophomore from T-Town, Alabama. Look, we may not talk about him all the time, but look, he's having a great year. Batting .310, that's second on the team in 42 at-bats. And he leads the team with a .792 OPS, which combines your slugging percentage, which is your power as a hitter, and your on-base percentage, how often you get on base. And all that equals up to, all the statistics, all the numbers, equals up to he's a great hitter.
Right.
Power, getting on base all the time.
Shows
He's
your offense.
He's leading the team in OPS. And here's a fun stat. He's been hit by the second most pitches on the team.
Man, why they doing our boy like that?
I think they just scared of him sending over the fence. You know what the baseball players say, 315.
315, baby.
315. Derek Sanders, he's prone to do that. And he has 13 hits on the year, 6 runs, and 6 RBIs, including a good 3-game series versus FNU. I've watched him with my own eyes. He gets on base consistently, and the stats back it up. A .482 on base percentage, highest on the team. So he's not talked about enough because on a game-to-game basis, we just may miss him or whatever.
Right.
But he's an underrated difference maker on this team,
100%.
and he can't go without being noticed. Who you got?
That's a great one. I got to go with Akari David. He's a junior from Tallahassee, Florida, and his batting average is .258, 31 at-bats, 8 hits, 3 RBIs, and his OPS is .619. And I can say I was hanging out with Akari a lot during this summer, and I was able to see him grow in his motivation to get better at batting and pitching as well. And so he was at the batting cages, I can say, almost every day. And I can see the improvement here because since he's been in the program, Kari has improved his batting, taking advantage of more at-bats. Because last year, he didn't really have as many at-bats with 48. Well, as a freshman, he had 48 bats. And he had a 104 batting average, and that's not really that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But his sophomore year, he had a 91 batting average, and that kind of dropped from freshman year. But he only had 22 at bats.
Yeah.
So to see him be able to get in a position to have 31 at bats, 8 hits, and a .258 batting average is really impressive. And I can say that's a sleeper for sure on the baseball team that we haven't really covered a lot. And so it's been great to see him grow.
I agree. And I'm going to switch it over to softball. Kaylee Fuller. Y'all saw her in the interview earlier in the year, and we haven't talked about her much since, but that does not mean she has not been making a difference.
Right.
She's a junior. This is her 3rd year with the Ambassador. She's been there since the start of the program. And all I got to say, really, is she needs to play more. Last year, she led the team with 40 games played, starting 37. This year, she played 18 out of the 26 games and only started 9 of them. That's the 3rd least on the team. She has a .250 batting average in 28 at-bats. That's the 3rd least on the team. 7 hits, 6 runs, and 3 RBIs on the year. A .650 OPS, which is 5th on the team, and a .364 on base percentage, which means she's good at getting on base, considering for how much she plays and how little she plays. And look at this. This is right here is gold. In the 2 conference games she played, a .500 batting average and a .750 slugger percentage. She's smacking the ball and running all around the bases. That's what that shows to me. She even got a double on one of those hits. So that's a small sample size, but we see with more playing time, her numbers will get even better, and she won't be under the radar much longer. I can tell you that with more playing time. That's all I got to say. Kaylee Fuller.
Kaylee Fuller, she is one of them ones. I can say that, but she clearly needs more playing time because what she for the little amount that she's playing,
she's coming in and producing.
She's definitely producing. Now, if we want to move to softball, I can also move to softball too. I gotta go with number 4, Ashlyn Hallman. You know, she's a senior from Asheville, Alabama, and you know she may not be lighting up the stat sheet with monster numbers, but don't sleep on her. Like, she has that grit factor. With .250 batting average, 40 at bats, 10 hits, 3 RBIs, and a .568 OPS. the stat sheet, it can only say so much. But we're able to see the hustle she brings to the team. And with a 250 batting average coming in as a senior and you're transferred here, it's like we can see that you're able to play. And not only that, you have 3 RBIs and 10 hits. It's beautiful to see. And it's like 10 hits, it's like that's 10 times she got the job done against live pitching. So it's like that ain't luck. So
It's not. And it's like when you look at things as an analyst, there's a thing called the eye test.
Right.
The numbers don't tell the full story. The numbers won't lie, but they will not tell the full story. You have to go watch the film, and then it's up to you to determine what you're seeing, and then add that with the numbers. And she meets the eye test.
100%.
Her numbers are going to get better, but she meets the eye test. Ashlyn Hallman is a very under-the-radar player, and she does make a lot of moves that go unnoticed. But
100%.
we notice you.
Yep.
My last player, Kareem Whitehead, freshman, first year with the Ambassadors. 6 hits, 4 runs, and 5 RBIs on the year, including an in-the-park home run. Like we said, that's speed. She coming with it. She's played the least amount of games. She played the least amount of games on the team with 17, but she has a 681 OPS, 4th on the team. She's also a pitcher, so she's learning behind a great like Sydney Arnett, preseason all first team. I keep saying that, but just like Kaylee Fuller, only played 2 conference games. This right here is what you have to look at.
Right. 667
in 2 hits, in 3 at-bats, and a 1,334 OPS. She's hitting the ball with power in those 2 conference games, in those 3 at-bats, and she's getting on bases. That's a very small sample size, but with more consistency and time on the field, Kareem will be a force. I see the potential, and I can't wait till she starts pitching.
Say that number again, Lisa.
1,334 OPS. Woo! She is a good hitter and gets on base.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Wow.
Just wait. The potential's there. Kareem, I see you.
Is that the most on combining base? Wait, that's yeah. That's crazy.
In those 2 conference games, a small sample size, but yeah, still crazy. Who you got for your last one?
My last one, it got to be Tejas Hamilton, sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia.
Or as Shane would say, Cobb County.
Cobb County.
Cobb County.
He has a 231 batting average, 52 at-bats, 12 hits, 9 RBIs, which is tied for the 3rd most on the team. 670 OPS, which is the 6th best. And I can say Tejas has definitely improved his batting average considering his freshman year. It was 215 and it was nice, but what was interesting was to see that during Tejas' freshman year he had a 883 OPS. Very impressive. So it's like right now he has a 670 OPS, and I think that he's a real sleeper because we got to look at those 9 RBIs, man. He's bringing in, he's hitting the ball and also bringing in people on to home base. It's like we want to see more of him. So it's like we're proud to see Tejas become who he is, and it's only his sophomore year.
Yeah,
so
the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Tejas gonna be one of the ones how we look at Jordan Jennings and Jeremy Matos and Jorge Hernandez. Jorge Hernandez. He's going to be right up there with them next year. We already see the potential there freshman year. He's hitting the ball still well this year. Tejas Hamilton, he's going to be a difference maker for sure. And those are our top, well, really 6 under-the-radar players we got from the softball and baseball season. And now we'll just hand it right over to Shane, and let's look at the baseball team and their wins versus Philander Smith.
First win last week against Philander Smith College. Despite breaking a losing streak and winning these 2 games, expectations are still high.
Honestly, I just want to say this team we should beat. Philander's the team we should beat. So glad we got the series win. Personally, I think we should got the sweep. We didn't go our way, but we still won. So we gave them some confidence that we needed. So I'm happy to see what the season's going to turn out going forward now.
With all these expectations, the players were still excited to finally break through and get that first win.
You know, man, I was really excited the whole game. I was excited to play the team since it was our only 2 wins of the season last year, and that really strengthened our team. We really wanted that game. We really wanted both of them games. And when I pitched in, my team was with me, and we was ready to go after them boys the whole game.
With these first 2 wins under their belt, the team hopes that this momentum will carry them for the rest of the season.
Every day is urgency. The name of the game is urgency. can't wait for someone to give you something easy to hit. You can't wait for the play to be yours. Take the ball every single time. Be aggressive at the plate. Be aggressive in the field. Be aggressive throughout the entire time you're on this field while I'm coaching you, while you're in the dugout, no matter what. That's the urgency. That's what I want to see from them going in tomorrow. And then going into next week, same thing. More aggression, more urgency the whole time.
The team hopes to build off these two feel-good wins, and there is no doubt that they have the talent to do so. Shane Dunkley, reporting for ASN.
Wow, Shane, thank you. Man, Jonathan, I know it's been a hard season for the baseball boys, but I know this feels good. You know, we were there at the game. You could see the atmosphere of the team even before the game started. They knew this game was one that they were going to have, and they worked so hard in silence a lot of the times, most of the times. And I'm glad that I'm just here to witness it, and I'm glad them boys are finally getting the shine they need because they deserve it. They worked so hard.
I remember you telling me when you got to the game and you were in the dugout, they were like, Daliso, this is the one. This is the one.
They were telling me this is the one, and they weren't two of them, two out of three of them.
100%.
And if Jordan Jennings didn't get ejected in that third game, that's another win right there. But that's a story for another day. The baseball team plays some tough upcoming games. Two games on today versus Wiley University, and then tomorrow on Saturday versus Wiley University again. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday next week, they will play 3 games versus Wilberforce, and they'll bring in Stillman College next Friday.
Okay. And for the softball team, today they'll be playing a doubleheader against Stillman College, which is a tough opponent, but I think they can pull it through. And then tomorrow, Saturday, they'll play Stillman again at 8 p.m. And hopefully they can get it done. You know, it's a conference game. This is another conference opponent, so hopefully we can. It's all about we know it's all about the conference games. We want to get those conference wins so that we can get into the playoffs and do some damage.
Yeah, playoffs is coming up end of April, and we just started April, so I can't wait to see how it turns out. This is the last run of the season. And last run of the ASN, but I'm not going to get too sad or get into that too much yet. But the ASN is getting ready to wrap up for the year. But without that being said, let's go right to our March Madness picks and let's see what the Gators going to do, what the Blue Devils going to do.
What the Blue Devils, the War Eagle, and Houston.
Hello, we're recording on Friday, so the Final Four games will be played tomorrow, and the championship will be on Monday. So our picks are going to drop on Sunday in between that time frame. So we'll just drop a special after the tournament is over, recapping everything that happened. But here right now, we'll give our Final Four predictions and our championship predictions. So with all that being said, I'll keep it short. Florida versus Auburn, SEC rematch. I got Florida. Duke versus Houston. I got Duke. And then in that championship game, Florida versus Duke, I got them Gators coming out on top. And my reasoning why? Walter Clayton Jr. Not much more needs to be said. Not much more needs to be said.
He's been playing like that, man. For sure.
Talk to me, John.
And of course, as y'all know, I've been picking Auburn to win my bracket, but hey, I've had a change of heart. Walter Clayton Jr. is him for sure. So I got Florida beating Auburn, and I got the Duke Blue Devils beating Houston.
You giving up on them boys, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like when you see them Gators, the way they've been playing, it's like you can't just be ignorant.
You don't think it's going to be hard to beat that Auburn team again?
They already beat them in the regular season by 10. I know Auburn's going to be trying to come out and get their get back, but when Walter Clayton Jr. is on the other side, it's hard to beat him.
I've been trying to tell y'all boys.
And the Duke Blue Devils, I got them going to the championship, but unfortunately, Walter Clayton Jr.'s great postseason will come to an end to Cooper Flag.
Yep.
That's
that boy Flag.
And I don't even have to say no words about Flag. He's just him. And this is a freshman. He's like, I think he's younger than us.
Oh man, don't say that. Yeah. Oh man, that really made me think about my life. But yeah, back to the sports, right? What my guy Jonathan said in past episodes, this is the year of top-heavy teams. We got all 1 seeds in the Final Four for the first time in a good little while, right? So, definitely a good slate of games. But I do have Duke coming out on top. Like I said before, them Duke Blue Devils, like they're the best coach team left.
Okay, so you got them beating Houston. Who's winning, Florida or Auburn?
I got the University of Auburn coming out on top. Florida's
Wow.
too erratic, right? They remind me pretty much about they remind me of Alabama, right? Alabama put up, I think Florida put up 40-something points against Tennessee in the regular season. Like, they're just inconsistent. Yes, because you have to bring it up,
They
man.
beat
You-
Tennessee when it matters in the SEC.
Yeah, but you must bring it up, though. And I know Florida beat Auburn in the regular season, but it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season.
No. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
And it's hard to beat them twice, too.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
All right, well,
When you see Walter Clayton Jr. in that mode, when you see Florida
Well-
Gators in that mode during
Walter
this,
Clayton Jr. is a poor man. This might sound crazy, but hear me out. He's a poor man Stephen Curry.
No, he's not.
He's a
No,
poor
he's
man
not.
Stephen Curry.
No,
Listen,
he's not.
Listen,
What?
the type of shot making he does,
No,
we saw
no,
what he
no,
did in
no,
that
no.
Maryland game. We saw what he just did
No.
against Texas Tech. They were losing.
against Maryland, he was
No.
deep in the paint,
Ran
back to the 3-point line.
A Fernie
turned around and
Simmons,
shot
a
a three.
Fernie Simmons from the Blazers
that
is a
was
poor
against Texas Tech.
is
That
a
was
poor
my
man
bad, my
Steph
bad.
Curry. You can make the
And
case
Walter
for
Clayton Jr. is way better than Anthony Simmons. I know what you're talking about. But look, Walter Clayton Jr. against Texas Tech, backs against the wall. He brought that team back with the help of one
and
of his
I
players.
told- and I-
but it was Walter Clayton Jr. against UConn, defending champ.
okay.
Walter Clayton Jr. hitting
on.
tough shot after tough shot.
that
Agreed.
UConn team
Agreed.
was not the same. Yeah.
Agreed. I feel like I don't think Auburn. Yeah, I don't know if Auburn's defense can stop.
They got one of the best
Walter
defense in
Clayton.
college
I understand
basketball.
that.
But they have no answer for Walter Clayton.
They
Jr.
don't
Come
have
on.
an answer.
Modern day.
Now when we get to
poor
talk,
man Steph Curry.
now when we get to talk about the Duke Blue Devils, I think they can shut
Yeah,
down.
of
Walter
course
Clayton.
they will, but they won't be
Auburn,
able to
bro.
because the Florida Gators won't be in the national championship. But I'm telling the camera, right? Walter Clayton isn't dropping more than 15 points, and that's a promise.
Against Auburn?
Yes, he's not dropping more than 15 points.
Hey, listen right here. Mercury's crater. My God is greater. Your mom ate all the food out the
yeah.
refrigerator. Give me them gators and
Here we go with the catchphrase. Here we go with the cat.
Give me them gators and
Here we go with the
I had
catchphrase.
to get back to the best of last time. Give
Hey
me them
man, here
gators
we
and
go
water.
with the catchphrase. Hey, but
Okay.
hey, all I'm gonna say is Duke by 50, bro.
Okay,
You
by
know?
50.
Yeah, that boy Flag, man.
Hey.
He's the truth. He's my GOAT,
He
man.
predicted the Super Bowl almost correctly, and now he thinks he can just.
No, but I did though. I predicted the Final Four, didn't I?
Not winning by 50. Let me see.
My bracket, I got 3 out of 4 correct. So hey, you know,
Hey, that means
that must mean something. You know what I'm saying?
all good things must come to an end.
Okay,
Hey,
I guess we'll
sure.
see.
Just like this segment. Wrap it up, Shane.
Hey,
guess-
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. They're gonna make Houston puke. My middle name is Luke, and Auburn is having a fluke.
Okay.
Duke in one,
There we
baby.
go. I
Duke
like
to
that.
the chip, baby.
I like that. Hey, well, the special drops next week. Thank y'all for joining us on this episode of the ASN. We hope that y'all have a good weekend, and peace. Go Dogs.
Thank you for watching the Ambassador Sports Network. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tap that bell so you're notified every time we post.